Ever thought about using AI to boost your Reddit marketing? Imagine this. You paste the Reddit post URL, and the AI analyzes the content, understands user concerns, checks if it's relevant to your product, and even suggests a reply. I built the Reddit post analyzer with AI power, no coding required. Let's walk through how it's done with Moment. Before we dive into the details, here's a quick overview of the process. First, we set up an API to extract Reddit post data. Then, configure the AI to analyze the content and generate responses. After that, build the user interface to display everything clearly. Finally, preview the app to see how it works all together. And now let's get started. First, we need an API to extract Reddit post data. I'm using DeepBot's Extract API. It's simple. Start by selecting Crow in the API call, and then copy the link. Next, test the API in Postman to make sure everything is working. After that, jump into Moment, create a blank project, and head to the API settings. Paste the API URL in debug mode and let Moment parse the content for you. Next up, we configure the AI. This is Moment's AI configuration interface. And Moment has pre-integrated OpenAI's large models. For this case, I'm choosing GPT-4o. And then just set your input here. In this case, the input is a Reddit post URL. Now, here's where you can tell the AI what to do. In the prompt template, define the role, goal, and constraints. For example, you're an AI agent specializing in analyzing Reddit posts. Your job is to understand the content, figure out the context, and give an accurate, helpful response based on Moment's expertise in no-code development. Now, how do we get the AI to respond based on our data and the question in post? You need to give AI some context. Here, you can upload the document that contains your knowledge base. In this case, I'm uploading the file with Moment's knowledge to help generate accurate responses. Next, we move on to the tool invocation. Select the API we configured and give this tool a name. Let's skip the output for now and jump to debugging to check the results. Now we can test it with a couple of different Reddit posts. For an unrelated post, the AI will detect it and skip replying. For a relevant post, the AI will analyze it and provide a response. This confirms that everything is working perfectly. At this point, the AI configuration for the app is completed. Let's take a look at the output we skipped earlier. It's available in two formats, default and custom. In default mode, the AI output is unstructured. If you want to build an AI agent or display the output in a structured format on your UI, default won't work for you. In this case, I want the output to include 4 fields: title, summary, is related, and reply, and display them in the UI accordingly. So here, click Add to create an object, give it a name, and write the description. Note that reply doesn't need to be required all the time. As if the post is unrelated to the Moment, no reply is needed. Now that everything related data retrieval and the AI workflow has been set up, we're good to go. Before we officially start building the UI, we need to set up a data model to store the output data. Click on Data in the top bar, and then click Add Data Model, name it, and add the 4 objects into the columns. Now comes the fun part, building the user interface. In this case, I'm using text, text input, and buttons to create the layout. You can also open Moment's mirror feature to preview the UI in real time as you build. Then, bind the data. First, assign values to the page by opening page data and setting up page variables and data sources. Then, bind the components to the data. For the button, we need to set up an action to trigger the AI when the user enters the URL and clicks the button. Set this as Start Conversation. Upon success, trigger a data mutation to save the AI output in a database. Finally, update the page variable to reflect the Reddit ID of the given post, linking it to the newly created data. Once everything is in place, it's time to preview the app. Enter a Reddit URL in Miro and see how the app processes the content, checks if it's relevant to Moment, and displays the AI's response in the UI. Moment is a full-stack no-code platform that makes building AI-powered apps easy. This demo uses a simple UI, but in a business scenario, you could scale it with multiple AI agents, complex workflows, and features like account management, payment integration, and more. Turn your ideas into production. Register for a free Moment account and start building today. Thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed the video.